Summer 2024, huh? This is what you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to come to the Summer Olympics so that I could beat the crap out of some of the Olympians. I mean, they're
Summer
always
Olympics.
so.
Why are we talking about racism then?
No, the races, dude. I wanted to go to the races.
Do you remember when you asked me, "Hey, I want to see the racism in 2024,
The
specifically
races.
during the summer"?
The races. I want to see the races so I could beat the crap out of them.
I assumed you wanted to see the major political event of the year. I didn't know you meant like some fucking sports event.
Is that what happened this year?
Have you not heard, dude? They've gone crazy. They're
Oh my
pulling
God.
the country apart with their bare hands.
Jesus,
the
what?
racists. They're coming.
Well, look, let's get back in time to go back to the Summer Games. And it's gone. Wait, are we stuck here now? That's not good. Well, these gentlemen look fairly friendly. Sirs, hello! Hello! Okay, well, you're being mocked. That's not good. Today, we're going to be looking at a bunch of shit. I think we should probably start with looking at just like a general view of the timeline of what happened. But I don't actually want to spend too much time on the dumb shit, like the, you know, getting nitty gritty on like the individual videos of riots and stuff. We're going to do like a general sensory vibe check, and then we're going to try to understand what the fuck is happening and why the fuck this is happening, okay? We're going to look at the zeitgeist.
People say football hooliganism is bad for the UK. Man, Olympic hooliganism hits different.
It's way worse. Yeah, it's not great. We're having a tough time. I think it's because it's in France
We're going
and we're
crazy.
jealous.
Ever since that dressage lady came out, is fucking punching the shit out of
as a horse fighter. Yeah, which
it
to
was
be
a
fair,
literal horseman of the apocalypse.
let's actually crack on with the video because you've been procrastinating for too long with your Transformers bullshit.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm the one who's on track. I'm in control.
Anti-immigration rioters attack a hotel in Rotherham as the violence grows and the Prime Minister calls out far-right.
Bloody hell, it's a nightmare getting a hotel room during summer, isn't it?
Oh god. Wait, why are they playing the Channel 4 music? Meanwhile, rioters are just beating the shit out of people with fire extinguishers. What is this? Wait, wait, what? This is so bad.
Normal news.
This is not okay. Yeah. It's like, this is just the, fun, zesty little intro as we move to the Prime Minister talking about the collapse of society. What is happening? Is this British January 6th? Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty close. I mean, I think Jan 6 had more preparation, but I think there's some comparison points that we can take a look at. Misinformation was a heavy part of both.
Yeah,
of them.
it's kind of a similar demographic, right?
Yeah, similar demo. Yeah, the EDL are basically the Proud Boys, I guess.
Except there's no political backing to this one.
Yeah, other than just
themselves.
What's that noise?
Well, we'll look at it later, but I don't even know if Afrage has
are you scratching?
No. You hear things again, dude?
I heard you scratching something. You were messing with something.
No.
Yeah, what's that?
Have you started vaping again?
No, what are you doing?
What are you hearing?
Chat. You hear that, right? It's like a little.
This is rubbing against my desk.
It's rubbing. It's schizophrenia. It might just be schizophrenia.
I won't shy away from calling it what it is. Far-right thuggery.
Based. Wow.
To those who
feel
targeted
a racially coded word
because of the colour of your skin or your faith, I know how frightening this must be. I want you to know that this violent mob do not represent our country.
Good evening. Even as the Prime Minister was condemning a wave of violence that he said singled out Muslims and other ethnic minorities, it was still unfolding. In Rotherham, rioters shouted, "Get them out," broke windows, and some appeared to smash their way inside a hotel housing asylum seekers.
Just like Jan 6, they're smashing shit, they're breaking in, they're doing the thing, they're doing the bit,
They're breaking in.
Yeah, holy shit. I can't believe they're fire extinguishing cops. That's crazy. That only works on firefighters.
Except this time they're going for innocence.
Oh no, you can't say it. Jesus Christ, what do you mean? Nancy Pelosi did nothing wrong. I'll defend my queen to my dying breath, okay? Fuck you.
Yeah, in that instance.
Okay, that day she didn't do anything wrong.
We're continuing to deal with disorder outside the Holiday Inn Hotel. We'll be live in Middlesbrough tonight, where some 300 protesters gathered at the town.
Bro, can you imagine? You're already living in a Holiday Inn hotel. Things aren't going well, and then they attack?
The luxury hotel.
How can being in a Holiday Inn be worse?
Immigrants are getting free luxury hotel stays, okay, buddy? All right, I understand the fury. All right, I have never dreamt of living in a place as luxurious as a Holiday Inn. Clearly, they are getting the finest of hospitality delivered to them for free.
I'm just saying, this would never happen in a Premier Inn.
Well, that's because it's Premier, dude.
Today's unrest in several towns and cities across England and Northern Ireland. We also report from Liverpool
lighting
on what
obsession.
The police call
We're really getting a lot out of that.
Violence in which 23
bin
people were
lighting's
arrested.
been around since the dawn
Well,
of time.
the violence escalated rapidly in Rotherham this afternoon as rioters attacked a hotel housing asylum seekers.
Well, they got
Home Secretary
chlorine
Yvette Cooper
helmets?
said police had
What the
full
fuck does a
government
CH
support
mean?
for the strong.
God, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the name of their. I don't know what SCH stands for on the police helmets.
Chlorine, right? They just got pure chlorine helmets.
Yeah, and then they've got their like numbers.
They're spraying the clouds with chlorine. They send the chlorine officers in.
Well, they stink, dude. To clean them, it's purely a hygiene thing.
Just action against those responsible. While in Middlesbrough, a crowd of around 300 people marched through the town centre, some attacking police, others smashing the windows of houses and cars. From Middlesbrough, our chief correspondent, Alex Thompson, has this report.
Today, Yorkshire, Rotherham. Crowds clashing with police outside a hotel where immigrants are being housed. Bottles and furniture thrown at the police, masked men shouting Yorkshire.
Jesus. As if it could get any worse.
A bin set on fire by rioters
living
with
in
little
Yorkshire?
regard for anyone inside the hotel. A police force, at times, appearing outnumbered.
Oh dear.
Right now, there are attacks happening on a hotel in Rotherham. Marauding gangs intent on law-breaking, or worse.
Marauding
Window
gangs.
smash. Fire set ablaze. Residents and staff in absolute fear. There is no justification, none, for taking this action.
Early afternoon, hundreds had gathered in Middlesbrough's city centre. Everyone we spoke to condemned the violence, hated the term hard right. They just feel immigration's out of control, opinions forceful, and to many fanciful.
It's our country.
Trump
and we
hats,
get
Jesus.
Why the fuck are you wearing an American flag? Oh my fucking god. Oh god, dude. They've all just globbed into one nightmare blob of stupidity. Like there is no. They don't. It's not. I mean, I've known for a while that it's not real nationalism, but holy shit, it's so embarrassing that it's literally just become like a
Just
Twitter
vague concepts of
constellation.
racism.
It's you know what this is? But it's worse than that. It's just your Twitter interests. Have you seen this, by the way? Have you looked at your Twitter interests?
Well, no, it'll be Facebook. Think about it. It's UK. Like,
Oh, that's true.
Twitter is
Yeah.
the American equivalent. It'll purely be Facebook algorithms. All these old fuckers just fell on the wrong side of Facebook. That's what's happened here.
I have seen a lot of, and you know what? It's funny because Facebook is one of the sort of chains of source for the original claim that triggered all of this. But
Absolutely right.
But the Twitter interest stuff, I think, is a big part of this. Like, you look at the way it's spread on Twitter. I think Twitter is where stuff spreads quickly, and then Facebook just ends up treating Twitter like journalism. Which, to be fair, journalists, lazy ass fucks, have been treating Twitter like it's real journalism for years now. Lazy fucking mass production news outlets have been using Twitter as a source for bullshit, and now they've legitimized it to the point where any right-wing newspaper can grab a random fucking tweet and turn that into an entire news article. Because the original
It
people didn't hold the
revolutionized
line.
getting quotes for articles, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was where it comes from. They legitimized it just purely through getting quotes from like people. But now, because it was so commonly used for that process, rather than actually contacting them and
Yeah.
actually reaching out, it's now just become like an ability to just pull anything from there. And because it's legitimized as a place to get quotations, every quotation from Twitter is treated with the same respect.
Jeez. Wait, I was going through a VTuber's tag a few days ago, and because it sounds like immigration, a bunch of Russia bots were tweeting under it, shaking my head. Yeah, well, actually, we'll look at the bots in a minute, because that is a huge part of this. Like, there's a whole, like, slightly new misinformation strategy that's popped up that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, and I want to dig into where exactly the misinfo came from. But let's get the overview first, and then we'll run through what actually happened on
Understand how the
Twitter.
Native Indians felt in America. Now, because that's what the white man did. when
They're
he
like
pushed them
Native
out. When the
Ameri-
white
oh,
man
no!
got pushed out of this country.
Well, I hope everything goes peacefully. I think that's what the majority of the families and that have come here today is for. peaceful demonstrations, no riots. We don't want to be like everybody else labelled far right.
So first, this man let his flag do the talking.
There's been a lot of aggro, there's been a lot of trouble. That can't be right.
No, it isn't right. We're not condoning it.
Oh, that's an unfortunate voice.
Condemn it.
I condemn it, but what I'm saying is people now are at boiling.
You really don't want the high testosterone journalist from the BBC or Channel 4 talking to you, and then you talk like this. Yeah, you gotta send them back. You gotta send them. Get them out of my country. Yeah, that's a bad vibe. Get the deep voiced racists. Okay, we need the baritone Nazis back. Okay, I miss the baritone Nazis. Hitler could hit it, all right? He was able to. I bet he was high pitched in private.
Hitler was a high pitched king as well.
No, he did that. Yeah, but he had a little bit of gravel to it. He had some gravel to it. No, yeah, but he would do this. He was like, he was able to. He sounded like a dog barking. That was why.
Hitler was soy as hell, dude. Okay, I think you're.
That guy was testosterone up to the max. He was injecting bull testosterone. Okay, he literally.
He was vegetarian.
yeah. He could only restore his virility by injecting an entire blended bull testicle into his legs. True story, by the way. Not much of a vegetarian. Sounds like Pim from Smiling Friends. Yeah. That guy's voice is higher than me and I'm woke and trans. Well, maybe you should sleep. Go to bed. Got him. That's the best joke ever and no one appreciates it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, I'm yapping.
That person's username is not the Borg. Your joke makes no sense.
Most of his speeches weren't screaming. The ones the Nazis post on Twitter every day definitely have a lot of screaming. That's the ones they like. They probably didn't like the soy
Play the video.
First, a moment's silence for the 3 girls murdered in Southport. And then the march.
Tattooing his head family.
What the fuck?
Along the city's main Linthorpe Road, scuffles with riot police as one group tried to break the police cordon.
Jesus Christ. This is an amazing day for Greg's.
Mosques asked worshippers to stay away this weekend because of safety fears.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so glad. The Chekhov's gun of a cash and carry called Abdul's and the crowd moving towards it, I was sure they were just gonna ransack the place instantly. This is why you have to, like, hey, to all of my immigrant local business owners, okay? Do not put your name on the shop. Okay? Call it like Pete's Newsagents. Derek's,
John Smith's.
Yeah, John Smith's falafel stand. Okay, you are now a real member of the British public. All right, change your name immediately. No,
John Smith's breaded vegetarian delicacies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually yes.
All association.
Hey, immigrants, if you want to stay safe, okay, rebrand all of your, like, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, whatever food into vegan food, and then no one will pay attention to you. They'll think you're white as fuck.
Yeah. Or just call it all different chips.
Different chips. I mean, to be fair, but Scotland invented different chips. You just fry everything. Mars bars are chips.
Yep, different chips.
Fish are chips. Haggis is chip. You just fry everything. What's the new thing other than Mars bars? What do they fry now? What do they batter and fry? What is that scraping sound?
Everything's either a salad.
Wiz, you're scraping something and it's driving me crazy. I can hear there's something in the walls. There's something in the walls.
I am not scraping. I'm sat with my arms placed on this barrel.
I'm just scraping. There's a horrible little. I can hear the scraping. It's in my head. It's in my head.
One's in chat if you hear scraping. Two's in chat if Smugbug's actually fucking.
I keep hearing this like. There's like a horrible little like scraping sound. Is it just me? Am I going crazy?
It's just you.
It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. I don't know what's happening. It's in my ears. It's in my ears.
Several arrests. The police say the total is 16 so far.
And so the familiar pattern unfolds. The crowd now swelled to close on 1,000 people or more. It's true, some abhor the violence, they condemn it, but hundreds are intent on having a fight.
A number of vehicles were attacked today, and 3 burned out in a suburb in the early hours. And at a number of points, bricks, bottles,
we'll be Japanese. This is all very unfortunate.
More than 4,000 extra police officers now stand ready with the court system gearing up for round-the-clock.
Let's go!
Which now imprisons peaceful.
The stormtroopers are coming! Okay, you know what? I feel very good because if you remember when we were talking about Keir Starmer, I talked about the genuine value of an authoritarian crackdown on rioting that has no like strong basis in like effective politics. And I called out my own side and said that the anarchists, which really were a very minor component of the London riots, but barely a thing at all. I took the blame. I said that we weren't political enough, we didn't really have clear aims, and that the mass processing to deal with all the looting and shit was actually a good idea. Now, some leftists condemned me for this, mostly Chacky, and I was fucking right, because now look at the right wing. You want the exact same shit deployed to these idiots, okay? Protests are good, but rioting is not helpful. When the London riots happened in 2011, all that happened was that police powers were increased, we started looking at things like fucking baton training and water cannons, and it set the course of peaceful protests back. It wasn't helpful. Now, the right wing are going to do the same to themselves, but we're going to suffer the consequences, because anytime we want to do some real political action, we're going to end up cucked in the exact same way that they're about to be by these new powers. The Blairite era is in full swing. What do you want, Angry Knees? Do you want to riot? Do you want to riot? What's your aim here? Explain your fucking aim. What are you actually looking for?
This is more than just a riot as well. This is people being dragged out of cars and stuff.
It's crazy.
You know?
It's fucking despicable. Yeah, like this is
they
actual
breaking
like
into that
direct
hotel
violence.
with fire bombs to shake their hands.
How do you as a
If you believe that Jan Sixers should be locked up in the key thrown away, what do you feel about these guys?
Yeah. Right, like let's be honest. The socialist states that did a fairly good job at holding back a right-wing sentiment, like Yugoslavia, for example, they exiled these fuckers. They sent these guys to a nice island, you know, like they imprisoned them on an island. That's what happened to these people. So you don't want this shit happening from to leftists.
Angry, would you be happier? Would you be happier if it was the immigrants fighting back instead of the police? Is that the ideal for you?
Yeah, what do you want?
Like them defending their own communities?
Don't forget Angry Knees is
American. That seems to be the only acceptable. Defend your own land. We don't need the police.
Well, what I mean by that is
with the fucking Premier Inn chairs, the cuck chairs in every hotel room.
Yeah, we don't even have guns. Everyone's just got baseball bats. That's it. We barely even have baseball bats. We don't even play baseball in this country. It's like cricket bats and 2x4s. We're so limited.
Yeah,
We've got
how you
3
doing
knives.
creative defense in a fucking Premier Inn, dude?
If they have the okay, all right, angry. Please answer me this. Okay, all right. Would you rather have a line of police who are well equipped, well trained, organized, and they're going to take the brunt of the violence and damage against right-wing protesters, or do you want local people without helmets, without defensive tools, potentially getting injured and killed, holding back a line of fascists? What do you want? You want the police to be bearing the brunt of the attacks. You want the police to be there to maintain a level of de-escalation. Now, I know in America, the police are an escalating force, but in the UK, the police do actually de-escalate riots a lot of the time. They're quite successfully. And police get injured a lot more than they do in America, because they don't use overwhelming force.
In this particular instance as well, it's not the Met Police either, which are the main cause of a lot of the bad crimes in the UK. The
Met
police
suck.
files.
Yeah, like there are. Well, look, we'll look at some videos here, but like there are definitely instances of like cops. Most of the cops in the UK, for example, are kind of around the areas that they're policing. They tend to be better integrated in the community. They tend to have actual social services training. They'll often have like they require minimum levels of like training and degrees. I like people from the community who are trained to handle community defense to handle it ideally. Do you know what those are, Angry Knees? Those are police! The police are doing that! Community officers, we have that!
This is also an exceptional circumstance as well. This doesn't happen every single day in the UK. Look how many people are here and look at the damage they're doing. We're literally talking about the entirety of the UK. Every major city currently has a far right like riot in it. Some are bigger than the others, but there was organizations by the EDF or EDF equivalent organizations in every major city. Even in Scotland, there was one in Edinburgh and Glasgow, which is crazy because Glasgow is fiercely like anti-fascist. It's a level of organization we've not really seen before because it is organized. It's not random. This is a huge, big planned far-right movement across the entirety of the UK that's been strung along by fake, like misinformation from pundits trying to intentionally create this.
Yeah, speaking of pundits trying to intentionally create this, I saw this video from Andy Ngo, who is a right-wing freak, animal, monster. Yeah, sorry, hang on. Absolute maniac. And I think this video kind of demonstrates this argument that we're having right now in Greenies. Here we have a quote-unquote Muslim patrol, a group of people trying to, you know, help defend their community, and they're arguing with the police about the exact issue that we're talking about right now. Have a listen.
We're not sheep, we're not pussy getting we've seen it in other towns as well. I've seen this we're going to be doing we'll be doing that all day. We don't need you, we've got ourselves, mate. That's cold. You know what I mean? You don't stop this shit.
We don't need you, we've got ourselves. Now, think about the reality of that, okay? These are untrained people who are looking, and look, they seem fairly able-bodied. They seem, you know, reasonably organized. They're stacked up with each other. They seem alright, okay? But, do you want a continued escalation? Because what's going to happen, let's say that these guys successfully defend their community. What are you going to end up with? You're going to end up with a shitload of footage of Muslims beating up white people. Let's say they succeed. All you're going to end up doing is increasing the level of propaganda and giving the right wing more power. Do you know what makes the right wing look fucking crazy? Yeah, do you know what makes the right wing look fucking crazy? Is when they're fighting cops. That's infighting for them. That makes them look terrible. They've been pro-police this whole time, and now suddenly they're having to fight the cops. They hate that. It makes them look insane. It makes them look like they're fighting their own side. It's white-on-white violence. That is the ideal. Everyone hates it. It makes them look incredibly crazy. You don't want Muslims fighting white people. You don't want Muslims fighting cops. The Muslims should be, and you know, the immigrants generally, should be, I think they're doing the right thing here. Stacking up, defending your houses, that's good, but playing defensively and letting the police take the brunt of the attacks, both for their own safety and because otherwise they'll be used in propaganda in the future. What is the ideal, Angry News? I don't know. Like, unless you're talking about your future anarchist utopia.
Yeah, the ideal is they're already a trained task force to taking down Sundan random countrywide fucking fascist organization. Yeah!
The Stormtroopers, baby! There's a little bit more here I want to look at, actually.
We need to write them off. Doesn't matter where this come from. Yeah, we come from everywhere. Yeah, give them one. Yeah, we come from everywhere. Yeah, we come from everywhere. Yeah, that's right. We don't have to ask where we. Yeah, but listen, look, we've got our own thing. We can do what we want to do. At the end of the day, when you don't leave, no one, these are going to be pissed off coming around to grab with someone, yeah? We're not letting that happen. It's all gone. It's all gone outside.
So they're saying when you guys leave, we're the ones who are going to have to like defend our homes, which also not true. The police, it turns out, work 24/7. They take shifts. Like they are literally deploying community defense teams to fucking mosques. There are security officers being posted outside mosques right now in order to defend them from attacks, because obviously the right wing have been targeting religious buildings for, you know, other communities.
To be fair, after the last fucking 14 years though, it's not like you can't blame them for having this like what's it called, antagonistic relationship with the police though, because any time before now without Keir's fucking support, it probably wouldn't have gone this way. You know, things have changed.
So I'm not critiquing the Muslim community here defending their homes. Like I would be, you know, I would do the same thing. But there's a difference between defending your homes and then like the analysis afterwards suggesting that community, you know, like neighborhood policing should be the way forward. When we've got cops who are better trained, better equipped, and able to de-escalate, right? Like we've seen what happens when two groups of people without the police present end up meeting on this issue, and the violence gets worse and more people get injured. And do we want, like, what's the play? Do we want to kill them? Is that like the ideal? What's the ideal? Because you should just want to scare them off, and the police can help you with that. Unless you actually want members of the other group to die, and you think you're so well equipped that you're not going to die.
What you want is the police to fucking tackle them and process them, right?
Yeah.
You want them to have it on their public fucking record that they went to one of these far right fucking racist rallies.
Yeah. If only, Wiz, if only we had a former Crown prosecutor as the Prime Minister who has previous experience mass processing rioters. That would be the ideal person to be in charge of this situation, wouldn't it, buddy? Starmer's coming up!
Surely that would be too much of a coincidence.
The
dude.
Stormtroopers!
Maybe it is an inside job.
Let's go! Fuck Blair. I'm Starmer for life. Oh my god, he's perfect. He's perfect. He's perfect. He's gonna fucking wreck
Honestly,
him,
if he does pull this off and does like a record amount of fucking fashions,
that would be so sick.
Like,
oh my
that's
god.
a career made for him. He's already made himself as.
Oh
Prime
my god.
Minister.
He's using all the right words as well. He's disgusted. He really does fucking hate them. You can see it. Like, he's using all the right language. He's not pulling punches. And he's done all this processing shit in the past. So we'll see. Now here's my concern, Wiz. As Crown Prosecutor, he lowered the threshold to get people in and processed as quickly as possible, and then those people were processed by juries and judges. And those juries and judges do have a racial bias, which means I imagine probably the London riot sentences were quite high, whereas maybe the sentencing for these guys is going to be lower because they're white and they claim that they're from the local community and yada yada yada. So I'm hopeful that's not the case. But I do worry because I don't know what the distribution of people who... I don't know what the polling looks like on, like, these guys' popularity. My guess is they're not that popular, right? Like, people hate rioters, just generally, right? The local communities are not happy about this. And I would say the vast majority is against what's happening here. So I think the juries are going to be pretty unsympathetic.
How much do you think they are actually locals?
I think it's 50-50. I would say the organizers and instigators are probably showing up to towns, like, you know, town by town, getting involved repeatedly.
Well, it looks like
and they're riling up the
what
local
they've done
population.
is they've all traveled into Muslim majority areas.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
like, that's
definitely.
usually the case. Because even stuff like well, I only really know in great detail like stuff like the Orange Marches and stuff like that here in Scotland, where it's like they will go intentionally to Catholic neighborhoods, but they have to like organize infrastructure travel in order to create like a biggest response as possible, because that's part of their like game plan. And if it's say like organizing the same level with like the EDF or whoever is like organizing on like the city by city basis to the same like extent, then we can probably assume it's a very tactical choice where they're rioting.
Yeah, I think
the
that,
mob.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And to be fair, like, BLM kind of did the same thing. Like, they had organized centers that would, like, move around and kind of help organize local protests and stuff. But the difference being, I think BLM were a lot more adept, and I know that the right-wing propaganda suggests otherwise, but they were a lot more adept at keeping things peaceful. They kind of shut down internal violence. The right-wing is much worse than that, primarily because they're made up of, first of all, morons, but secondly, they've got, like, a very strong association with football hooliganism, which means that people, they have more experience with violence, they've had more practice at fighting, and that means that they're more likely to get involved in, like, direct violence and go too far, because they've done it before in, like, a sports context, whereas you don't really see leftists getting as much practice with that kind of thing, so they tend to deploy violence less often and fight each other, like preventing, leftist infighting is helpful there, because there's internal policing when it comes to leftist protests and riots, compared to right-wing riots.
Yeah.
Which, again, I would say the London riots were not left-wing riots. They were mostly apolitical or economic. I wouldn't say that they were, like, they had a strong political agenda. Which, Loaderbox was talking about this earlier today, and he seemed to suggest that they had a very strong political bent. It was, like, about, EAC, like, the employment something fund and, like, economic, whatever. I don't think it was ever that specific. Like, it was mostly just a reaction to economic circumstances. And I will say there's evidence of that here as well. Like, there is an element of the working class are in part rioting because of economic frustration, which has been linked to immigration.
What's scary is these fucking pundits coming in and telling them where their anger should be like coordinated towards. You know? That's the scary part, how the movement's been hijacked by far right arseholes, and very effectively as well.
Yeah, the easiest way to dismiss inequality is to blame immigration, right? It's just such an easy one too. It's been done for 100 years. It's like the playbook. Do
you know there's a stat now? It's like the rates have grown like to an extent now where it's something crazy like 1/3 of people in prison for like terrorism have been like right-wing terrorists in the UK, and that never used to be the case. Like the rate has grown like crazy. And I was watching this thing where it was like a political commentator from, I think it was Oxford Brookes, and he was basically saying that the reason this rate has grown so much is because in the wake of like 9/11 and a lot of the early 2000s terrorist attacks, the entirety of the sort of Tory party led movement into counterterrorism focused specifically on like Muslim terrorists and like stuff coming out of the Middle East, that it completely overlooked.
It just ignored, yeah.
Explored domestic terrorism, like to a crazy extent. Like it's really, really not like looked at the same way, and because of it, it's grown.
I think you can
to a very large amount because of it.
I think you can blame Blair for that, because it was so convenient to him to have, like, a mild... It wasn't as extreme back then, but that sort of Islamophobia, and, like, really back then it was less Islamophobia and more... I guess it was the same thing. But, it was more fear of terrorism. Now the Islamophobia, I think, is a lot deeper and spread much further. But it was very convenient to both America and the UK to have people assume the worst of, like, kind of the Middle East and terrorism coming from there, because it reinforced the things they wanted to do geopolitically anyway, so it made their warmongering a lot more popular when there was, like, less positive sentiments towards Muslim people or to Middle Eastern countries. So I would probably put the blame on Blair there, just to differentiate myself, and so you stop calling me a fucking Blairite, you animal.
Whoa.
I can't get over it. I'm a stormtrooper, goddammit! I'm kind of surprised YouTube allows that slur for Roma. Huh? What? What? Stop talking about...
Who said a slur?
Stop slurring! Stop slurring in my chat! Chat! No, hold on. Wiz, hold them still. Hold them still. I'm going for him. Wait, stop! Stop it! Stop! Chat! Stop! Stop slurring. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, stop saying those slurs, please.
Bad
Oscar,
words,
you're
bad
supposed to
words.
be a mod.
Yeah, what are you doing, Oscar? Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable. He's probably in Twitch chat. He's probably in Twitch
Ridiculous.
Chat.
He's probably vibing. He's probably vibing alone with Cheeto. Yeah. Alright, I just want to finish one little bit of this because it's an important part here.
You clock off at a certain time, even after you don't time.
Yeah, we don't clock off.
Yeah, we know you're gonna have cops, but it still doesn't matter the fact
You from round here? You from round here?
There's something kind of funny about like a group of like local Muslim community going, "Are you from round here then? Are you from round here?" Like it's just turning it back on the cops. But listen.
Yeah, what about you? From Bolton? You live round here though?
They're all neighbourhood officers, man. They work in Bolton.
I know you've done your time now, innit? Let's do our time now. You've done your time now, innit? What do you mean? Let's do our time now.
No, there's no point.
In a peaceful manner.
Do our own shit.
Do our own manner.
So like so angry. I think there's an important distinction here between American police, right? Like these people all live in this fucking town. They're defending their own community as part of the police. Now, obviously, the police as an institution has a lot of problems in the UK, but look, I think for the most part, the police in the UK don't have as strong right-wing sentiment, especially outside of the Met, and they tend to be a lot more, they tend to be better trained in terms of de-escalation. And they actually seem to care about their communities more of the time than, again, the US police, relatively. Would you love to see in-community hiring? That's, like, the main thing here. Like, the UK, and by the way, in part under the tutelage of Keir Starmer, when he was working for the CPS, and especially in Ireland, the UK pioneered the whole idea of not having a police force, but a police service, right? They literally changed the whole philosophy over the course of, 20 years. Of trying to apply more, community policing. Like, this is the kind of policing that, in a liberal society which has bad problems, yes, we know, but compared to most other police forces, I think these local community police officers tend to do fairly well. Look, they're ID'd up, they're body cammed up, they tend not to fuck around too much. The exception comes to when you look at, like, the Met, obviously, and also the airports with the Manchester thing. That was pretty rough, and I think airport police tend to be hyped up. They're gunned up a little bit more often, so I think they tend to be a little bit more, kind of cunty. Certainly better than the CPD or LAPD. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even the Met is better than the LAPD. All right.
Climate protesters for several years.
Oh, this was
How will the
fucked.
courts deal with this? Not much comfort.
All right, so look, I want to take a look at a couple more of the bits and pieces of violence. This one does suck. By the way, this whole stream's going to be depressing. I'm sorry.
The apocalypse.
Yeah. So, just for a bit of context, so in multiple areas in a few cities, the right wing was standing in the streets, and they were peering into car windows to see if you were white. And if you're white, you pass by unscathed, and if you are not white, then stuff like this would happen. By the way, they're screaming, kill him, fucking kill him, by the way.
Yeah, terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying.
I mean,
can you fucking imagine 2024 dragging people out of their cars? Fucking horrendous. This is a lynch mob at that point, right?
Yeah, this is lynching. Yeah,
like
lynching's back, baby.
In 2024 happening in the fucking UK.
Yeah. At the risk of spicy YouTube bucks being taken away from me, if this was America and I had a gun, I would be firing indiscriminately in a panic. Like, that's terrifying. You are surrounded by people trying to drag you out of a car. People have been stabbed in their vehicles in this country, right? Like, you are in so much danger in this situation. You could so easily be, like, killed in a moment, right? Like, I would fucking slam the pedal and just run for my life. Like, this is horrifying. Jesus Christ.
Look at this level of destruction. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do we know what happened to the people inside the car?
No, there's very little information about what happened here. I can't even tell if they're still in the car at this point. Like, I'm not sure if they ran or what. Maybe they're just sitting in the car, maybe they ran for it. I genuinely don't know.
There's kids there. That was a child wearing fucking crap.
Oh the right wing have been taking their children to the protests because don't forget it's school holidays, which means they can't leave their kids home alone.
Fucking insane.
Yep. There are a lot of these videos of violence have fucking 10-year-old white kids screaming slurs along with their parents and potentially getting a bottle to the head and fucking dying.
Fucking summer day out.
But Smug, you do have a gun?
Terrifying.
Not in this country. Stay quiet. Shh. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Couldn't even see them there.
And the cops show up. Yeah, not great. So there's your right-wing thuggery. When's the last time? Okay, I ask you guys. When's the last time you saw the left wing do this kind of violence, like specifically attacking people in this way, like lynch mobs of 20 leftist, Antifa, whatever, attacking one person in broad daylight? It's fucking crazy. It's insane. Like, I can't even point to examples of this
especially
happening
in the UK of all things. Like, fair enough, there's other countries that are a lot more radical, but the UK, insane.
Yep.
And it's purely based on race. Why did they target these people in this car?
Yeah, literally, they just peered.
Given no opinion, said nothing. They looked through the car window, saw that they had brown skin, and tried to fucking kill them.
Yeah, it's not even immigration. It's just white supremacy. It's straight
and
up.
It's not a random fucking like it's not like a subsect either. It is just part of the riots. It's not like a hit squad going out to kill people.
No, this is the main thing.
Demographic of people.
Yeah, this is literally the main thing. This is what they're doing. They are targeting specific like businesses that look too ethnic and people who are slightly too brown. It's a fucking mess, dude. Here's another one. So this one. This is a bunch of members of the Muslim community. Here's your community policing, Angry Knees, chasing off a shitload of fascists. They're running for their fucking lives. Yeah. So I mean, I guess W for community policing here. Yeah.
Look at that comment there, dude.
What was that?
You seen the comment?
Is white people are becoming outnumbered in their own home? No way, that's crazy. I've been saying it for years. Oh, hey, Angry Knees! Oh, hello! Hi! Remember what I said a minute ago? Yeah. So this is the problem, right? When you have direct contact between the two groups, the propaganda absolutely benefits the white supremacists and not the local community. Because...
Oh, look, the white supremacists are right. They're trying to fight back and they're still outnumbered. And that's right. We are outnumbered. Ba 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 ba.
Yep, exactly. It's too dangerous to do that. It doesn't matter that if you're defending your own fucking house. If you're brown, you're not from here. And that's all that is needed for them to continue pushing their propaganda that immigrants are taking over the country. I'm gonna keep using Angry Knees as a pinata to smack with my with my bat for the entire stream now. Congratulations, Angry Knees. You win pinata of the day. I'm gonna bonk you over and over and over again to make my point. Okay. Now here we have an interesting one. So this is in Blackpool, which happened to coincide with a punk festival. And I don't know if you guys know what the history of punks versus Nazis is, but it's not great.
Punk is a coin toss, to be honest.
So the reason punk seems like a coin toss is because the right wing. I know you know this. I'm just explaining to the audience. The right wing adopted a lot of punk aesthetics and tried to ingratiate themselves in the punk scene. Hold on. No, wait. Let me cook. And some of the most prominent and hacky commercial punk bands like the Sex Pistols were genuinely right-wing, but they also, according to the actual grassroots punk community, were never real punk, they were commercial garbage. So this is the problem. The most prominent members of the punk movement, some of them at least, the ones that are most known by the mainstream, are very right-wing.
About half of punks were Nazis, right? That it was a firm fucking split. It depended what show, who went to what show.
Sure.
But there was like a good 50-50 split. Because we're talking about founding members being fashy, and it's true, they firmly were,
Yeah.
So there's two types of punk. There's like, you're more like anarchist punk, and you're fucking fascist punk, and they've always been fighting with each other.
Sure, but fascist punk, I think, generally got pushed out of the punk movement more firmly than anarchist punks did. I don't think fascists aren't walking around,
but they still kick about, dude.
Yeah, but they're not calling themselves punks anymore most of the time. They are just skinheads, or like they ended up in other groups.
Really call themselves punks.
I guess that's true.
Call themselves alt.
Anyway, we've got a bunch of punks surrounded by a right-wing protest. Squaring off, throwing shit at each other.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, throwing ball. By the way, the aura on this guy, just straight up, like everyone's throwing shit, everyone's throwing bottles. This guy's just standing complete. Look at this guy, absolutely zero need to move. He's gonna stop any bottles that hit him in the head with his fucking mind, dude. He's prepared. This guy is rejuvenating his psychic energy. So cool. I love this guy as well.
It's kind of terrifying. You can't tell the difference between either side. They're just wearing the same clothes.
No, the punk. That's insane, dude. The punks are so clearly kitted in a very specific aesthetic, and the whites are all like the white supremacists are all just like in regular civvy clothes. Like you can tell. Look at their shirts and shit. Come on. But look, we've got the tank. We've got the DPS. We've got the healer. Whole party's here. Sorry. Actually, wait. Is this guy? Wait, this guy's a dodge tank because he's pulling aggro right now. Yeah, come on. Like the difference in clothing is so extreme. Like these are all just fucking random dipshits, like local. Well, probably not local. They're fucking vest jackets and shit. Wait a minute. Hello, son. Have you stepped onto the wrong side of this conflict?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's funny.
It's hard to fucking tell. They all just look like normal people. That's what's scary.
No, well, you can tell just by the direction they're facing.
Yes, but look at them. They look like normal people. That's what's scary about this.
This looks like a normal person.
You bump into the street every day.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, because sorry,
are you kidding me?
I get what you mean.
If you go walk in the street, are you so fucking London pilled that you fucking lost?
Listen. The punks, you know what I hate? I hate that every single town center in every single one of these cities and every single one of these riots looks identical to each other. It's insane. Like every like town center of every town in Britain looks nearly identical at this point.
But what I'm saying is everyone in the UK in these small towns is the fascist phenotype. That's the whole point. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Wiz hates all rural people. Never forget. Okay, he's
English,
an urban. yeah. Sorry, English. Yeah, sorry. Remember the slur. Wait,
is that guy a punk? Is he fucking fashy? What's going on? All I can tell is the English flag guys.
Wiz, you're an idiot. It's so obvious who the punks are in this. This is not a punk. These are punks.
It's the same guy.
No, shut up. But also, okay, I'll tell you what. The punks are the
They're
guys.
just fucking shirtless white men, dude.
The punks are the guys throwing motherfucking chairs. Let's go! Sailing through the air. Oh, that was a satisfying smash. We love violence. This guy hasn't moved. I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying the punks being fucking. This guy is incredible. That is
Man in
powerful.
shorts.
Honestly,
Strikes again.
I just I want to note something, which is that the punks have like they have power. Each of these guys is worth 10 men. If you look at the other side compared to this side, these guys look how
Well, they're hardened
like,
by mosh pits, dude.
Exactly.
They've
They're
had
fucking
pain
ready,
resistance testing.
and everyone knows it. They're like, oh, the punks. We're wary of fucking with the punks. I think they do eventually get overwhelmed here because look at it's literally like 10 men versus 200.
Well,
It's
as soon
crazy.
as the gap's closed, they've got the benefit of the gap currently.
Exactly, yeah. Oh no, yeah, there we go. All it takes is one to start moving forward.
Yeah.
They don't care about the kids! Oh my god. Okay, so but the reason that guy's screaming that is because these people, these fascists, brought their children to this fight. And then these guys threw bottles at the fascists, and those bottles landed near children, and now these guys are going, they don't care about the kids! And they're gonna drag their kids into a brawl.
Yep.
It's insane.
They don't care about my human shield.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no different to Hamas. No different to Hamas. The exact same.
If you have children in your protest, then it's a moral argument to defend your children wherever you go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Forever,
They actually,
you have to protect the kids. You gotta protect the kids. It's what they hide behind.
Yeah, castle law.
They've never so closely hid behind. You gotta protect the kids than this.
Yeah, God, that's so true. It's like a castle law,
Wait until
except
they come across like a
Kevlar
trans
vest.
protest, and they go like, "We gotta protect the kids against the trans."
I'm just gonna wear all of my 6 children
As they
like
swing their son by
like,
their ankles and
I need Oscar. I need you to make me a baby Bjorn. So like a baby Bjorn, like Kevlar, bulletproof vest. A baby Bjorn? It's like you know the little thing that you carry a baby in, the little scoop, the little handkerchief that you carry them on. You carry the baby, yeah, but it's like a front pack.
You mean a fucking blanket? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's a Bjorn. It's called a Bjorn, a baby Bjorn.
Okay, can you say that in English, please?
Bjorn. Bjorn in English. It's Bjorn. Oh! They're charging. Jesus. Downside of larger numbers versus smaller numbers is the smaller numbers don't have as many bottles to throw because they're just not drinking as high a volume of projectiles. They're literally dumpster diving. Yeah. Well, they're looking for shit to throw. Oh, that's it. They lost ground. That's it. It's over.
Taps off, boys.
Yeah. They held the line for a while, considering there were like 10 people.
Football asylum, foot asylum, dude. Get your fucking foot asylum gym bag. Let's go.
Yeah. I have a little bit of comeuppance here though, just a little bit. So this is a little bit later in Blackpool.
Don't scream that bitch, dude. Don't scream that bitch.
And this is so the festival. At this point, the festival has started. People have started leaving the festival, the punk festival, and now they massively outnumber the right wing. But Facebook
Don't scream
sucks.
that bitch, dude. Don't scream that bitch. Don't scream that bitch.
What?
Jesus Christ.
The blue hairs are here to save the day. Beltman's crazy.
Other than the haircuts, it's still hard to tell, dude.
I really think that you're maybe because bro, you lived in Camden. What do you mean? How can you not tell what punks look like?
Because the fucking punks in Camden are fascist punks, you idiot.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Have you spoken to them? Because I have.
Oh no. Well, I know they're anti-vax. That doesn't mean they're fascist.
Okay.
What?
I've spent enough time in Camden pubs to know what the punks in Camden think.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fine. I'll give you that. Beltman's coming back! So here's one thing I will say. Everything I said before about the like Muslim community defense holds true. However, white on white actually works better. Allies fighting on behalf of like the local community comes across much better in propaganda, right? Like it looks like it looks like communal infighting, and that there's two sides. Every time you have a bunch of brown people against a bunch of white people, it looks like a race war. Every time you have a bunch of white people against a bunch of white people, it looks like politics, right? There's a really, really important distinction there. So the best thing that the Muslim community can do is fill their ranks with, you know, allied white people, and not like close ranks and make sure that they're, you know, so it doesn't look homogenous on either side. That's the most dangerous kind of propaganda that they could end up accidentally
because they
creating.
live off optics, right?
Yeah, it's pure optics. It's literally just brown versus white. That's all they need to happen for them to have endless footage.
Yep.
So white people should be levies in the ideal. Yes, one white man to a Muslim across the countries, across the riots. Yes, 100%. So yeah, fascists back off. Punks scare them out of the town centre. Okay, so we've looked at a lot of footage here. Now, you guys may be wondering, I know you're not actually, because I'm sure you've all heard the news, why this happened. Now, obviously, I'm going to assume everyone knows, but just as a quick recap, a 17-year-old Welsh-born child of Rwandan immigrants, so a black kid, basically ran into like a Taylor Swift holiday dance studio thing and stabbed a bunch of children. Okay, we don't know why yet. I imagine it's going to be some variation of school shooter style isolation, atomization, fury, etc., etc., etc. You know, some shit like that. Whatever. I feel like it didn't feel very political. Maybe we'll find some stuff out, but it doesn't seem like it was very political. Immediately afterwards, people start saying, and notably just people start saying, that it was a Muslim immigrant who came over on a boat and was on an MI6 watch list. Okay, this is the claim. They had a name which was, what was the fucking name? It was so stupid. Hang on, it was actually like, it was incomprehensibly dumb. I've got it in my. Let's have a look here.
It was vague Middle Eastern name. I remember that much.
Vaguely Middle Eastern. Oh, we can come back to this in a second. Actually, this was another thing. Here we go. Fuck, where is it?
Bro.
No, I had it. Okay.
I got it.
God damn it.
You're the worst, dude. You're the worst. What happened to the dog?
I don't know. I think the tweet got deleted because it's not coming up now.
You didn't get it from a tweet. You had a link. Let me
I had
it in Discord.
It's fine. You know what? Let's just go here first, okay? So, you know what? Actually, fuck that. Even better. We'll go to the Ryan Macbeth video because I think that's a short like overview of how that went down.
Ali Al-Shakarti.
Ali Al-Shakarti. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. All right. Now, this is Ryan Macbeth. He's like a misinfo security specialist. He basically analyzes Twitter accounts and occasionally doxes them for fun. If they are public enough figures that he feels like he's morally justified in doing so. He's like a security, army guy. He's got pretty good tools for dismantling disinfo and like tracing back accounts towards ownership by places like, Russian disinformation centers and stuff like that. But this is a pretty good 4-minute summary of the chain of events that led to the misinformation spreading. So we can take a look here.
Monday, July 29th, a 17-year-old teenager walked into a children's ballet Southport, England, and started
Boost the
attacking
volume of that shit,
attendees
dude.
with a knife.
Fucking
Most
boost the
of them
volume.
were
It's
young
Substack,
girls.
dude. It's weird.
2 girls ages 6 and 7 died of their injuries. A third girl, who was a 9-year-old, died the next day.
Oh.
5 children
Wait, Sheeta, what's
and
wrong
2
with this
adults
guy?
remain in critical condition. Now, first I have to say this is probably going to be a Substack exclusive. If by some miracle of God this ends up on YouTube, you can go to ryanmcbeth.substack.com, but let's get started. The name Ali al-Shaqati started to spread online as the identity of the attacker. So I plugged that name, Ali al-Shaqati,
Which
into
is, first of all,
Cyber,
I think to
which
clarify
is
before we go
in the
this,
UK,
why that's weird, right? That there's a name out, is because in the UK, when the crime is committed by a minor, they have certain protection laws where the name does not get released. So there's no way they'd know the name of the attacker. It's completely improbable that they'd have this. So to see it suddenly circulate should have been like the first red flag.
Yeah. So this name it seems to spontaneously appear out of nowhere. Ryan is going to kind of take a look at where some of the sources is, and then we're going to dig a little bit deeper, because I think we found some interesting like circular loops where sources cite each other, and there is like just an infinite like citations loop at the very bottom, which means that everything gets kind of fucky-wucky.
From the Times Radio, who identified the source of the tweet, and this just happened to be a fake news channel called Channel 3 Now.
Okay.
And I have to start by saying that Catherine Denkinson did an excellent job uncovering this, and all the credit goes to her, 100%. Now, what's interesting is the tweet from Channel 3 Now has since been deleted, which is why it wasn't showing up first, but the damage has already been done. There's already been anti-immigrant rallies in the UK, and of course that was the intention of this fake news tweet, unless it wasn't, and I'll get to that. Now, from the original tweet, there were a few things that kind of smell. First off, in the UK, a 17-year-old is considered to be a minor, and the police are not allowed to release a minor suspect. Body is
Got it! Okay. Okay. So, this has been deleted. If we look at the article that he's linking to right here, you'll notice something interesting. Channel 3 Now, okay? This is the current article. 17-year-old boy arrested in connection with the stabbings in Southport, England. At least 2 children dead. You'll notice, if we scan through, there is... Oh, it's upsetting pictures. There's no mention anywhere of this name. It's become a regular news article about the incident, which is strange, because the one that he's looking at here, the tweet that this linked to, put in the name Ali al-Shaqati. Now, I went to archive.org to look at some original snapshots to see what the earliest version available of this was. And you know what I found? I found the original article on archive.org. This is the link to that original article on archive.org, and you'll notice it doesn't mention it either. I literally clicked on this, I went to archive.org, I opened it up, I opened up the earliest snapshot available, and it wasn't there anymore. So, if we go to archive.org, you can see I went to the earliest snapshot available, which was this 8/16 one, right? And you'll notice it doesn't have Ali al-Shaqati. Now, archive.org has a nice and useful feature called changes. It'll show you previously deleted snapshots and how different they are from the existing version. Let's take a look at this. The earliest snapshot I could find after I started investigating was this 8/16 one, right? And this is the one that has been edited. However, there are 2 snapshots that have since had requests to be taken down, no longer available. You cannot fucking get them. They have been taken the fuck down. So someone has sent an archive.org request to remove the original version of the fucking article. Another very nice tool is it shows you in archive.org is it will show you the variation between 2 snapshots. So it says here, deep blue means that there's a high level of variation in the changed webpage compared to the original version, which is no longer available. Yeah. I have seen this happen the last 3 times I've investigated some kind of misinformation. I will find the archive.org snapshot, I will go to it, and then I will come back to it later in the same day, maybe even a couple hours later, and suddenly it's gone. Now, maybe someone can explain to me how this is working. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I don't know something. It seems like people are doing takedown requests once a snapshot gets pulled up on archive.org, and then it's no longer available. I get a bad vibe from this. It seems like
archive.org was a good tool while we had it, right?
Yeah, luckily, and thanks to, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Plateau in the Discord. Join the Discord. Lots of very cool people there. Lots of good information, hacky people. Very cool.
Yeah, invite.
Now, Plateau gave us a different archiving website, which is much shittier and does not take takedown requests. And so here we finally find the original version of the article. Now we can see what that article originally looked like. 17-year-old Ali Al-Shakadi. Arrested in connection with the stabbings in Southport. Ali Al-Shakadi was on MI6 watch list and was known to Liverpool Mental Health Services. This appears to have been fabricated whole cloth. He was an asylum seeker who came to UK by boat last year. Boom.
Jesus Christ. Pure lies.
But he seems fine when he's just rehashing other people's findings. Yeah. Now, another interesting component to this is now obviously all of the misinformation academics, including Ryan Macbeth and all the people that he cites, have started running around looking for the original source of what happened, right? A very prominent member of this community is Mark Owen Jones, a guy who does in misinformation analysis. He's got some cool graphics where he scrapes all of the data off of Twitter on particular issues, and he shows how a particular set of misinformation spreads. So you can see here, based on his scrape of tweets, there were 27 million impressions related to this story, where the word Muslim, migrant, or foreigner were being used. And obviously these major accounts, Tony Robson being a big one, this brand new account, which does seem like a Russian misinfo account, was spreading it. Channel 3 Now News, the one we just looked at, was spreading it. Now, here's the issue. These misinformation guys are attributing the original sourcing to the wrong person. Here we go. Another aspect of this campaign is someone making up an Arabic-sounding name for the attacker, Ali Al-Shakadi. As others have mentioned, the account that first mentioned this is Artemis for Now. They deleted this tweet and did not say where the name came from. So Artemis for Now is a... Oh god, we're going deeper and deeper. Artemis for Now is a just schizo conspiracy theorist. If you look at their tweet, you'll see... Yeah, warmonger... Okay, so this meme... China's proposed nationwide digital ID. A lot of social credit score stuff. Stuff about plastic turning your children trans. Solar panels are destroying the environment. Just your classic right-wing schizo, okay? Now, they replied to this, and they pointed to another source that they found, where they originally saw the post. Let's see, here we go. Cossie Derek Ent. So, we looked up Cossie Derek Ent, and we found some depressing shit. Here we go.
It's never a happy rabbit hole, is it?
It's always bad. It's bad all the way down. Okay. So this is an archive of the article that she saw, okay? Is this the original one? This is the original article, alright? So this looks like it could be potentially the primary source of the name. Now, if you look up Cossie Derek Ent, you will find some depressing shit. Namely, that it just seems like a random, like, viral content farm based in Nigeria.
Yeah. Engagement baiters.
This is just an engagement baiter. You'll notice they have an Instagram page where they just spam random garbage. They have a TikTok.
Hot sexy ladies, dude.
Hot sexy ladies. They have a TikTok where, if we can go to the actual... where's the... There we go.
Yo, Manchester United.
Nice. They have a TikTok where they literally just scroll through an article, spamming it out, heaps and heaps and heaps of content. And these articles...
Worse than ours.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're less popular than we are. Imagine doing this much damage as just a random Nigerian viral meme blog. Like, that's it. That's all they do. Now, at first, this seems like a straightforward article. Rumor has it, 17-year-old... also, information reaching Cossie Derek Ent has it. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, dude.
Jesus Christ. Nigeria's majority Muslim. They don't care. Why would they? They're just exploiting the fucked up economy. So, okay, there are two reasons why this is happening. One, there is incredible division, and social media rewards attention to the exclusion of all else. And two, getting 5 pennies from a fucking ad click when you live in the UK is worthless. Getting it if you live in Nigeria is like a reasonably significant contribution to your daily wage.
It is.
So,
it's like
inequality.
a perfectly crafted tweet of like the most like viral thing, right?
Yes, that's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to throw in random shit to see what sticks, purely for economic reasons. There is no political. So far, this is not political. They're just doing random shit that they think will pop off. It's horrifying.
Yep.
Okay, so. As we read this, it gets a bit weirder. Southport stabbing suspect Ali Al-Shakadi was on MI6. We've seen this already. Those kids have been failed by our pathetic government, who are more our pathetic government, by this random Nigerian dude, who are more interested in going after Tommy Robinson on made-up terrorism charges than actually stopping real terrorists. A witness said he called police to an address in Hart Street behind which is the Hart Space Studios. One of the events was a blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. So they pull some random shit together. Okay, very fun. Stabbed 30 kids? I'm pretty sure 30 kids with fatal wounds were not I don't think 30 children were stabbed to death, right? So
yeah, I don't think he's that incredibly athletic.
Yeah, now I'll take a lot of credit for doing this investigation, but Wiz did see something that I missed, which was very funny. First of all, that was an archived version. We were just looking at the original version of this article. Here's where it gets really upsetting. So they create this article with this fake news. Someone on Twitter, literally 2 minutes later, tweets the Facebook, the post they saw on Facebook, and then look what happens. The article gets updated. First of all, with what Wiz found, which is some AI imagery. So the whole article is basically AI slop. Look at the
London.
You know what, Wiz? Do you know what my favorite service in the UK is? The police ambulances. I love the police ambulances. The police ambulances. Look, it's an ambulance and it's a police. We've defunded the police so badly that they have to travel to the scene of the crime in ambulances.
2-in-1s, dude.
So yeah, so the pulley, look at this. I love also the stabbing occurred on Big Ben Street, very famous street in London. Big Ben
Street, UK.
And also we love just whatever this is, just sticking out the side of a, is someone's stained glass window? Is this a stained glass window?
Isn't England looking beautiful?
Beautiful. And also this guy has an MP5. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. This does not look like a British cop. Yeah, it's funny. Okay. Now let's have a look. This is where I got upset. So the article gets edited to include the Twitter user who quoted the article in their original coverage.
Effectively creating their own sources.
They created the loop. They created the loop. They did it. They closed the loop.
It's a misinformation time loop, dude.
This is the bottom. Okay? So now let's just do a quick review of how this went down. We have Channel 3 News, Channel 3 Now, creating an article with some misinformation, then scrubbing all evidence that they were ever involved with it by deleting everything and doing archive.org takedowns. Then we have random Nigerian guy just decides to throw in some funky shit to get some viral views, and then edits the article after the fact to include the Twitter users that were convinced by the original article, thus making it seem like the Twitter user is responsible for being the original source. Which, by the way, is kind of genius, right? And again, is a
terrifying genius.
What are you rubbing? You're rubbing something. You're shuffling something.
I'm not rubbing anything. I'm literally not moving.
You're like, You're like scrubbing your... I can hear it again.
You've gone crazy.
Every time I say it, it stops, which means that it's in both of our heads.
One's in chat. If he's going crazy, Team Chaz, they can hear the fucking rubbing that apparently is there. Right. Stop getting distracted.
No, I just let it be silent. Buddy. I let it be silent, and they all heard it. I just let it be silent for a second. They all heard it. They all heard it that time.
I'm not moving.
Fuck!
I'm sat.
Ah! Is your dog scrubbing around? Whatever. Anyway.
Dog in the room, buddy.
Dog, fuck you guys. You guys are all schizos. Bug, I have no idea what you're talking about. Jesus Christ! Oh, okay, it's the sound. Okay, right. Anyway. This is also very clearly written by AI. So basically, we've got AI slop maxers who are creating fake articles, creating fake images to go with the articles. No one's paying attention to anything except headlines anyway. So the random, even like above average intelligence would be someone who clicks on this and goes, huh, This seems pretty legit. They scroll through, they see the tweet as evidence, which apparently is just like, it may as well be an academic source for modern journalism, because they're so overworked, and they're forced to make hundreds of fucking articles a month, so they just use Twitter as a fucking source for all of their shit. And so we end up in the perfect loop at the bottom of the chain, and that's it. That's the source. We're fucked. We're cooked. It's over. It's horrible. It's a nightmare.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I'm really upset.
The fact that this fucking terrible little scam website has somehow managed to make most of the UK cities currently unstable is insane.
Yep.
Like, how is the world this fragile?
Now, just as it's horrifying. Now I want to show you guys what happens when the AI slop gets picked up by AI slop. So this is the original AI slop, and now we get to level 2 slop, Ali al-Shikari. Ali al-Shikari. Okay, asylum seekers deadly nursery attack. We're starting to do, this is what we call deep frying the news. A horrific attack took place at a nursery. It wasn't a nursery. We get the name right this time. Stabbed 6 children, killing 1. The attacker sent shockwaves through the community. There's a video of random shit, I guess.
Welcome to Ecuador, where a madman is stabbing random women with a freaking syringe.
Whoa! Okay. So unrelated video.
With a friggin' syringe.
With a friggin' syringe. Unrelated video. Then we have the attack, blah, blah, weird table. Who is al-Shikari? The aftermath. 29-year-old man from Iraq. And now we get new iterations on the confusing memes, right? There were people who were quoting this article saying that this guy was from Iraq. He arrived in the UK in 2021 and was granted asylum. AI hallucinations are becoming part of the misinformation cycle.
History, dude.
And it's been on the MI6 watch list since 2020. You can't just show that and move on like nothing happened. Shh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It was one of those. It was one of those theater prop knives. And then we got this weird shit. To age 29, arrested. Victim 1 killed. Injured. Okay. This raised questions about the UK's immigration, and then we just see this. It starts to deteriorate. This feels like one of those SCP like cognito hazards, where the further you scroll, the more it starts to get warped and fucked up. Look at this. The children who were injured are physically and emotionally scarred. The community is traumatized. The government has announced a number of measures to support the victims and their families. Financial assistance, counseling, security. The government has also announced a review. Again, all of this is just hallucinations from an AI. The response to the attack has been mixed.
Yep.
The response to the attack has been mixed.
Some were like, this is great. Some people were like, nah.
Yeah. Others have called for more investment in mental health services.
Mixed feelings.
Final thought. I was shocked and saddened to hear about the attack in Southport. My heart goes out to the victims and their families. Oh, God. Reach out to their elected officials and demand action on gun violence. Do you see? It's slowly getting crazier and crazier. And that's step 4. The attack, it starts replicating over and over again. It can't stop. They can't turn it off. This AI is screaming. Oh, my God. Okay, alright, Jesus Christ. Oh, also, we need to do... Oh, this is the perfect one. We need to do more to protect our children. We need to make sure that people who are in danger to themselves or others are not able to get their hands on weapons. We also need to make sure that we're providing the mental health services that people need. Quote from Ali al-Shikari, attacker in the Southport nursery attack. Man shows up to a Taylor Swift... A man shows up to a Taylor Swift dance class.
That's a crazy interview pool, dude.
What a manifesto. Actually, I respect this murderer's manifesto. He's screaming, we need to do more to protect our children. Hey, if you had better mental health services, I wouldn't be stabbing this child right now. You need to stop
move
me.
2 inches away from your microphone, dude.
Absolutely not. Okay, fine. I'll give you 2 inches. Which is more than you've ever had in your life. Oh, got him! Got him! Destroyed. Ah!
I feel like as you talk, you slowly slide up the gain knob.
No. I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the microphone. The more intense I get, and the longer the stream goes.
You should do that because the audio quality deteriorates.
Yes, but
it's
it's
the opposite
funny.
effect.
Yes, but it's funny, and I'll keep doing it. All right. So we appreciate the eyewitness testimony and quote on mental health services from the man who was in fact the attacker. So, what have we learned today? AI slop is going to destroy the world. You didn't need AGI to ruin everything. I still think AGI is coming, but first it's going to destroy civilization and society. The misinformation loop has basically found a perfect starting point. You start a rumor, you let people run away with it, you scrub all evidence that you started the rumor, and then people create circular sources that just go between Twitter and journalistic articles because journalism has turned into slop. Because once again, say it with me, class, capitalism is bad. We did it. We did it.
Terrifying.